designed specifically for teachers who are already in with some master's programs. So what we're setting out to do here, and the education faculty with the program, is one that takes a classroom teacher become an even better classroom teacher, which is what our faculty are really tied to in their goals, and our students, I think, will benefit. You'll hear a little bit more about the program soon from Dr. Nick Shudak, who is in our education division and did the lion's share of the work in assembling the proposal. As we move into the new programming and for a few other comments, I would like to introduce our Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean Bob Tarashinsky, who will provide a little more information about the program and what it means to Mount Marty College. Bob will have the responsibility of providing the oversight of the academic programs with his role here at the college. Following Bob's comments, we'll hear from Dr. Shudak, who will provide program-specific information. So once again, thank you for being here. This is a very big thing for us at Mount Marty College, and we're really excited about the opportunity to move into the master's part of a program in teacher education. So, thanks, Bob.
Good afternoon. I'm not going to steal Dr. Shudak's thunder here, but in the past year we've experienced a lot of work out of Dr. Shudak on producing this master's degree in education. And Nick and I mentioned and talked about this for a year. We wanted to develop a master teacher. And we were looking for individuals and teachers that had a vocation to teach, and that's what they wanted to do for the rest of their life. And as Nick has devised this curriculum, it deals with teachers that are in the field, that are working every day. And they are truly the vocational type master teachers that we want to have developed with a Mount Marty College master's degree. So no longer, I'll let you stand by on this. I'll introduce Dr. Nicholas Shudak, who will talk to you about the curriculum aspects of the new master's.
Thank you for coming. Again, my name is Nick Shudak. I'm an assistant professor of teacher education and division chair of education. As has already been mentioned, today we're here to announce and slightly unveil an exciting development in the wonderful and long-standing history of teacher education at Mount Marty College. Just this past week, we were informed by the Higher Learning Commission that our Master of Education and Curriculum Instruction has been approved. And though I'll get to the particulars in a moment, as this program is conceptualized, it is part of the growing and paradigm-shifting movement in the graduate education of teachers that is keenly focused on teacher effectiveness, on the belief that the teacher in the classroom matters, and in the belief of the master teacher. Our recent era has seen an increase in the development of high-stakes measures of accountability for teacher education in the profession of teaching. Ostensibly, this push is a focused attempt toward ensuring that every student has an effective teacher in every classroom, every year, toward the closing of achievement gaps of all kinds, increasing levels of educational attainment by students in the United States, and toward increasing our educational competitiveness on a global scale. It is also a push predicated on the profound belief that the teacher matters. In the United States, this push has turned into a significant movement. In his remarks to the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce on March 10, 2009, President Barack Obama famously commented that from the moment students enter a school, the most important factor in their success is not the color of their skin, not the income of their parents, it's the person standing in front of the classroom. America's future depends on its teachers. President Obama's comments are echoed by significant others. The Measuring Effective Teaching Project, commissioned through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, is forthright on this point. The project's main goal is to develop the quality of information about teacher effectiveness available to education professionals. Their research should be made available to us later this year. On the point of whether the teacher matters, M.Ed candidly states that a teacher has more impact on student learning than any other factor controlled by school systems, including class size, school size, and the quality of after-school programs, or even which school a student is attending. for large-scale school reform depends on the quality of its teachers. The National Academy of Education seems to agree. Borrowing from similar research, NAE's working group on teacher quality asserts that teacher effectiveness matters. So much that low-income students lucky enough to have 3 very good teachers in a row in elementary school earn test scores that, on average, are similar to middle-class children. My favorite, though, comes from veteran teacher and author Paul Chance. Through his research specifically directed toward effective teaching, Chance minces no words. On his terms, there is nothing anyone can do to improve student achievement that is as important as providing highly skilled teachers. Nothing. For Chance, quality of teaching is not only the most important factor in student learning, it's so far out in front it doesn't even matter what comes in second. This isn't to say that the other variables do not matter. It is to say, however, that the many historical variables used to explain away student achievement levels are still not as powerful as good teaching. And for Chance, this is exactly how he wants it. For teachers to think and feel that regardless of the difficulty they and their students face in the classroom, that learning and achievement are going to happen because of quality teaching. With this research as background, we believe our master's program gives teachers an opportunity to respond to this call. We envision our program helping teachers continue their professional development around a set core of established criteria, established by professional organizations and associations, some of which include the National Board of Professional Teaching Standards, Interstate Teacher Assessment and Support Consortium, the Bill and Melinda Gates MET Project, and the Danielson Group, as well as a few others. What is new and exciting about this program is also what makes it enduring. As I mentioned earlier, this program is different in a few respects and represents a shifting paradigm. In one sense, it is a focus on the classroom teacher who wants to focus on meaningful classroom practices. In that vein, this program has at its heart the concept of the master teacher. And thirdly, it requires teachers to engage in action research around the set criteria found in our core courses. This research is used to provide evidence to suggest, to prove that yes, they are an effective teacher, that they are making positive impacts on student learning, and that student learning and achievement is the name of the game in teaching. So who is this program for? Well, it's for the teacher at heart, and for the teacher who has a passion and a love for their students, for their subject, and who views their classroom as a space for a cooperative journey toward experiments with truth, places in which knowledge is created, critiqued, and preserved. As has already been mentioned, this program is for teachers who are under contract, who are in-service teachers with a classroom of their own. So where will this program take place? Well, more than likely, we'll take a look at the rosters and we'll see exactly where our students are coming from. We imagine that this program will take place through a floating campus type of concept between Yankton and between Sioux Falls. And then our courses will be held in the summers. We'll have 3 core courses in the summer, and then there will be a course in the fall, and then a course in the spring. And that the students won't necessarily have to be traveling during their fall and during the spring courses, which we think is a definite plus. So how will this take place? Well, as I just mentioned, we will envision that it takes place through the summers. We envision it as a 2-year program, 24 months, and that the students will be able to complete this by doing three courses in the summer, 1 course that will happen in their own classrooms in the fall, 1 classroom that will happen in their own classrooms in the spring, and they'll do this for 2 years. And so when will this occur? Well, we're hoping that it will occur by the summer of 2013. We look forward to doing informational tours in August, or in April and May, and then again in August and September. And then we look to open up the admission process somewhere in September, October, and then it will close right around December 15th. We look forward to having our first class commence in the summer of 2013, and then we look forward to our first class graduating in May of 2015. In terms of any fast facts, I suppose there are a couple things to keep in mind also. That this is, we envision this as taking place in 3 tracks. So we know teachers are very busy, and we know that they're getting through in somewhat of a compressed manner is of importance. So we look forward to having a portfolio, we look forward to having a thesis track, and we look forward to people being able to get through on coursework alone. And then the coursework will be 33 hours, and that if you want to do it in terms of a portfolio or in terms of a thesis, it'll be 40 hours. And I think that's one of our best strengths, that we're going to be using this and using the classroom teachers' classrooms as a place to get this research. I suppose that's it on my terms. If you have any further questions, I will be more than willing to entertain them. And we also have a few take-home materials on the table. Thank you.
We do have the opportunity for some questions if anyone has specific questions about the program to Dr. Shudak or anyone else.
Will this require the hiring of additional faculty?
Good question. We're looking into the possibility of hiring an additional faculty member to help out with our undergraduate program. Our undergraduate program is the meat and potatoes of teacher education at Marty College, and has been for a long time. One of the ways we've envisioned in doing this is hiring extra contractual adjunct faculty in the area. We have some very qualified people in the area with PhDs and EDDs that currently teach in the Yankton and surrounding areas, and we've spoken with several of those people who would be more than willing to actually help in our programs.
Well, we do thank you for coming today, and we are looking forward to seeing the program emerge over the coming year. We're going to enter now into the next stage of our planning, and as Dr. Shudak said, we will be admitting students to start in the summer of 2013. So if you have any specific questions, please feel free to contact me or Dr. Shudak or Vice President Tarashinsky, and we're happy to address any questions you have. So, thanks again for being here.